Hello, this is Alex, your English teacher. I made this video to explain you short information about models. In this case, this explanation belongs to advanced grammar, and the models are must, have to, and have got to. And I hope you are able to study by yourself and then to practice them in your real life. This is Alex. I made this video to explain you a little bit how to use some modals that have to do with expressing necessity. In this case, we have the modal must, have to, and have got to. And I will start with this information by using the couples of examples. The first sentence is all the applicants must take an entrance exam, and the number two is all the applicants have to take an entrance exam. When and how we use uh, the modals? Well, in this case we use the modal must and have to. Both expresses necessity. We have to know that in the exercise 1 and 2, it is necessary for every applicant to take an entrance exam. There is no other choice. It's just do it. And in this part, we have also a couple of examples. The number 3 is I'm looking for Sue. I have to talk to her about our lunch date tomorrow. I can't meet her for lunch because I have to go to a business meeting at 1 o'clock. And therefore, in this part, we have a question. The question is, where's Sue? And if you can see here, we have an explanation, but it's just like an urgent message. I must talk to her right away. Right away is immediately. I have an urgent message for her. It's something that is very urgent to say. And in every statement of necessity have to, this part, the modal have to is used more commonly than must, and the modal must is usually stronger than the modal have and can indicate urgency. In this part, we have another couple of examples. Number 5, I have to be home by 8. 6, he has to go to a meeting tonight. Note have to, this modal is usually pronounced have to, and has to is usually pronounced has to. Why I'm explaining you this? Because you need to know that English native speaker usually speak by using informal way to say something. So have to is pronounced have to, like I have to be home by 8, and has to is pronounced has to. He has to go to a meeting tonight. In this example, we have number 7, 8. I have to go now. I have a class in 10 minutes. We have these modals have go to plus the verb. And example 8, I have to go now. I have a class in 10 minutes. There's no any difference between them. Both of them have the same meaning. Let me show you this. Have got to also expresses the idea of necessity. Have got to. 7 and 8 have the same meaning, so both of them have the same meaning. And have go to is informal. This is a really good explanation, because most of the English native speaker usually use this form have got to. It's informal, and it is used primarily in spoken English, like I said. And have to is used in both. There's no problem if you decide to use both of them. And the last one is the example number 9. I have got to go now. This is a very interesting form to say this modal, but in that contracting form. It sounds like I've gotta go now. This part, usual pronunciation of go to is gotta. Okay, now that you already know how to use the models to express necessity, it's time to know how to use the models, but talking about lack of necessity. In this case, we will study the models have to and the modal must, but in the negative form. Let me show you these examples talking about lack of necessity. The example number 1, we have these simple sentences. Tomorrow is a holiday. Tomorrow is a holiday. Don't have to go to class. I can hear you. You don't have to should. The first one, you can see that there's a lack of necessity in these sentences. Tomorrow is a holiday, so you don't have to go to class. And the second one, I can hear you. There's something that is happening very well, and there's no need to repeat something, because uh, the person can hear you. When you use the negative, must and have to have different meaning. Do not have to equal to lack of necessity. The exercise 1, it is not necessary for us to go to class tomorrow because it is a holiday. This is a simple way to explain this. The second one, we talk about prohibition, and this is an example. You must not look in the closet. Your birthday present is hiding there. And the 4, you must not tell anyone my secret. Do you promise? Look at this explanation. Must not. Prohibition. Do not do this. Do not do this. And 3, which is this, we have do not look in the closet. I forbid it. Looking in the closet is prohibited. But in the negative contraction, we can use the modal must in a negative form by using this contracting form, mustn't, without pronounce the consonant T. The first T is silent, like mustn't. So hope that this information have been very useful for you, and just read the information and practice it to be ready, and of course you need to remember that you have to practice the self-study every day. Thank you.